Okay, fight fans and fight fiends, welcome back to Manny's Thoughts. I, of course, Manny MTL or Manny Montreal. Make sure to check me out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Periscope, and obviously, thefightcity.com. So as usual, I'll give you guys my thoughts on what's going down in the world of combat sports. Let's get started. Okay, fight fans, so we're coming off a great weekend of boxing in Montreal, a terrific night. The return of Lucian Bute was a success, and a tremendous undercard ensued. Montreal scores the shutout. Just a terrific night for boxing fans, all in all. If you didn't get a chance to check it out, make sure you go check out my Facebook and my Twitter. I got all the links to everything. Obviously, because of my closeness to the Grant Brothers team, I was allowed certain privileges, and I got as close as anyone's ever gotten in any of these situations. It was one of the coolest events in a long time, and very memorable for me personally. I just got to get away with murder in the place, and I'll explain what I mean in a second. But before I get started with the night overall, I just want to give you guys results so you guys know about the undercard, because I understand most of it wasn't televised, and we're going to have to wait for some links and stuff, so bear with me. First off, I got to see a kid I haven't seen yet since he was only 2-0. And this is a pretty big stage for a kid that's only on his third pro fight. But he's with Groupe Yvon Michel, and he seems to have a pretty good amateur record. His name is Lucian Dalkhaev. Now, this kid is now 3-0. He had a quick TKO in the 5th round. Just a great way to start a night in Montreal. He is now living here in Montreal, and obviously, like I said, with Groupe Yvon Michel. Now, that leads us to a heavyweight, another new recruit to Montreal, Romanian-born ex-cop, Bogdan Dinu. Scary heavyweight, man. Very scary. I would not want to bump into this guy in a dark alley. Here's the thing. We know the heavyweight division is very empty right now of any proper talent, and basically if you can make the scale, you can probably get the fight in the heavyweight division. Now that's not on Bogdan Dinu, and proof of that is he took out his man in the 2nd round. His opponent had no business being in there, and Bogdan was more than happy to oblige. Good fight on Bogdan's part. Now that brings me to the fastest man in Montreal, the Black Flash, Ulysse Jr. Man, you cannot like this kid more. It's impossible. He brought his mom to the weigh-ins. Every picture of this kid, he's smiling. He is a future politician. If this kid doesn't rule the planet at some point in time, I am going to be extremely disappointed. Charisma just pours out of him. He's got a future in movies, whatever the hell he wants to do. I say TVA or somebody should approach him and just give him a TV show. This kid is entertainment at its best. So fast. Man, listen, if you're a boxing fan, here's a word you love. Solar plexus. That's right. Homeboy knows how to punch, and man, did he put away his dude. Just a terrific fight from Ulysse, improving himself to 9-0. TKO'd his guy in the 2nd. Just too fast, too mean. Like the man says, speed kills. And Ulysse, congrats. Next up, Eric Bazinyan. The only real KO of the night, because the rest of them are TKOs. Eric Bazinyan had a terrific night against a really tough opponent, a grown man at that, a 34-year-old guy with a decent record. Honestly, I was a little nervous. Eric, with the big lights and the fans and, you know, certain people shaking his hands, but he pulled it out. The kid's more mature than he looks, like I keep saying. He is a straight professional. For 20 years old, that's insane to say, but it's the truth. Eric Bazinyan is going to the top, ladies and gentlemen. KO in the 3rd. This guy had no business in the ring with him. The minute, that 3rd round was entirely his. The 1st round he felt him out a bit. That 3rd round was all his. He could have done whatever the heck he wanted with him. He spanked him. Eric Bazinyan. I really hope NBC puts his fight out there. That was one of the best fights of the night. Now, that leads me to what I think was the best fight of the night. Storm Alvarez fought a hard-fought fight, like I said it would be on my last show. Man, was this dude tough. He fought a guy that was 20-0, 24-0 with 20 KOs. So there's a lot of internet talk out there that it was a bit of a boring fight and that Elidor shouldn't have won by so many points and so on and so forth. They're insane. It was a terrific fight. It was like watching two Chino Maidanas fight each other. It was just insane. These guys like the looping punches and the weird uppercuts. But man, his opponent had rocked Alvarez, and Alvarez came back from that. He showed durability. He showed resilience. It was just a great performance for Elidor. He went in there in deep water against a tough opponent. I can't name you the last light heavyweight that had a tough fight like that against a tough opponent like that. All these other guys seem to be taking little, easy lob shots. He knocked this dude silly, and this dude kept coming. It was a tough fight, and Elidor pulled it out. It was a fantastic fight. Unanimous decision. Elidor stormed Alvarez. If you don't know the name, you're gonna have to soon. Last but not least, man, I was nervous. I chewed my nails off. I was running around like a crazy person. This fight had me so nervous because personally, I had put a lot into it. I really started buying into my own hype. I was just so excited for this fight. Now, there's a lot of great news that came from this fight. People got to see what Lucian had. Between you and me, I was a little disappointed it only went 4 rounds. Lucian put his guy out in the 4th round. Just a terrific TKO. He actually knocked him down. He got back up. I'm not entirely sure if he wanted to continue after he got back up, but not too long after that, his corner threw in the towel. Now, see, the people they look at the story, but they don't look at the context. The context is so important. The critics of this fight, I don't understand what they would want. Would they want him to fight like Kovalev or Triple G or Andre Ward, like his first fight back? That's what they want for him. It doesn't make any sense to me. And, he's been gone for 19 months. This is his first KO in 4 years. It's the first time he dropped someone in 4 years. You know how much of a relief that is? He needed this fight. Now, that's not to say that his opponent, Ulysse, was brought in on purpose to lose. No. And I'll get to that in a second. But the other thing is, you guys need to remember, this is Bute's first 10-rounder. This is a step back for him. And he took it with humility. This is a guy that fought on the world stage, and you're asking him to fight a 10-rounder. He took it. He took it, and in part because he wanted to do it here in Montreal. There's talks that it could have been in Connecticut, and part of the reason it was here in Montreal is because of Bute. So, to everyone that sold the $12 beer at the Bell Center that night, you owe Bute thanks at a minimum. Now, Bute improves to 32-2. Does this put him in the shot for a title? I don't know. Who's available? You see, here's the thing. Here's the beauty of being where he's at in his career and what he deserves in this point of his career. I'm not saying he should cherry pick, but he's got options. Badu Jack, DeGille, Groves, if Badu Jack doesn't do it. There's options out there for him. PBC's got plenty of guys for him to play with, and I'm more than happy to continue watching it. He has got at least another dozen fights in him. Lucian Bute is back. Trust me. It bothered me that it only went 4 rounds because I watched the guy do 6 to 12 rounds every day for 6 days a week for 6 weeks. 7 weeks I watched. It was insane. He's been training for 4 months. He was doing 12 rounders like it was nothing. And then coming back at night and doing more training. Went in there and did 4 rounds like it was butter. And you guys are all criticizing. Doesn't make any sense. Now to get on the criticisms. To say that Ulysse took a dive. And then imply that Bute has nothing to do with it. Means that you think that the promotional side of things, Al Heyman, came down and paid Ulysse to look, make Bute look good. I don't think this is the case. I do think that they picked this opponent amongst a dozen or so, and they picked him because they thought he would be a good opponent for Luce's return. A tune-up fight. A fight for him to shake off some rust with some real consequences. That's what he needed. Now, Ulysse has some solid wins. And although he's 33 years old, his career is relatively young. Now, his promotional team brought him over here, and he came here with the intention to win. Trust me, he wanted to win. Now, between you and me, if you watch the fight, I feel he was nervous. The big lights, first time on TV, first time out of Italy. It's a big fight for the kid. Facing Lucian Bute, a former champ. The idea that this man would drag along an 88-year-old man to come watch him take a dive, or the idea that he needed the money, means that you've done zero research on the guy and know nothing about him. Because trust me, this guy did not need the money. To get off the negative subject, I want to get back on the positive. What a terrific night. What a terrific night. I got to see some fantastic stuff. Thank you, Grant Brothers. Thank you, Lucian Bute and Lucian Bute's team, for allowing me to go that deep inside the world of boxing. So now, to talk about the night overall. Now, I got there early, real early, before most of the press. And, I do that on purpose so I can try and get a good seat. And, the first half hour goes by and I'm cool and everything. Now, without mentioning any names, because I'm not angry about it. I understand it's people's jobs. Somebody approached me and informed me that my press pass wasn't actually at that level. It was supposed to be in the rafters. Now, if you have any idea where the rafters are in the Bell Center, it's just insane. I would not want to watch a fight from there. It'd be cool to get a picture or two, but that's about it. Now, so after he explained this to me, I obviously moonwalked backwards out of there the minute somebody else got his attention. And when he turned around, I could see he was looking for me and stuff. So I just, for the next hour and a half, I was pretty much playing hide and go seek with the production team there. Because they were trying to get me out, and I was constantly coming in and moving around and stuff. If you go look at the pictures, you'll see what I'm talking about. Now, it's my city. You can't tell me what to do. So I did the best I could, and for the first hour and a half, every time he would see me, he'd be like, hey, you gotta go up there. And I'd be like, yeah, I'm just gonna grab my stuff, going in a second, thanks. And obviously ignored it and kept going. Luckily, I didn't get caught, and they didn't get too angry at me for being such a jerk. And I guess he just got too busy with everything else. He just eventually gave up on me and let me do my thing, which was fantastic because I got to pull off some fantastic pictures. Maybe I'll throw up some examples now. I don't know. But just what a night, man. I got to get as close as humanly possible. I was behind the curtain at PBC, which I'm not even sure if I was allowed. I got in the locker room, again, without the right press pass. I guess I really like a challenge, and I wanted to be there in the moment, and I got some great pictures. Adonis Stevenson came by and congratulated the champ and Eric Bazinyan. It was just a great night all in all, and if you go to the Facebook site, you'll see all of that. Again, just fantastic night in Montreal. I really hope you guys get a chance to go look and check it out. So that's it for me this week. Again, if you want to send me a t-shirt, I'm down. If it's related to combat sports, I will be more than happy to wear it. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I might be going to Toronto September 11th. And if not, it looks like I might be going to New York as well for Triple G Lemieux. We've got a lot cooking on the Fight City. The site is exploding at the moment. All thanks to Lucian Bute and the Grant Brothers. What a terrific weekend we just came back from. Make sure you check that all out. I'll see you guys next week.